Hi everybody, thanks for watching this week. I have an important video to do because I was really surprised this week what happened to me. Usually in the month of November, my insurance for my home and for my property, the rental property that I own, also goes through a renewal process. So of course I got my renewal in the mail and I was like shocked at what I saw. The prices have gone up almost 42%, and that's why I wanted to do this video today, because I wanted to warn you. A lot of you don't know what is happening, and it's going to be happening in the next few months. Is your insurance is going to go up a lot, and I'm going to show you evidence of this today. It's another attack on all of us as well. And it's a really bad time for this to be happening in our country, but this is what's happening right now. My insurance for my home is usually, because I live in the country and I'm all fenced in and all of that, it's usually about $700 a year. My insurance for this year is going to be $1,100. I really went researching to find out what is going on. Why is the insurance so much? And I did do my due diligence, and this is the best price that I came up with, which is the policy that I have. I'm going to actually have to pay this price. I want to tell you why this is happening and how this is going to affect you as an RVer. I mean, this is not just going to be for homeowners or people who own properties. This is also going to affect you as RVers. We've had a lot of problems over the past year with wildfires. We've had flooding. We've had hurricanes across the country. We've had snowstorms in Texas where there have power outages and a lot of destruction. This is the reason for this increase, because these insurance companies, they don't want to lose money. So they have increased all of the prices for all of us in order to pay for all of these damages that were incurred during the last year. So how this is going to affect you as an RVer is that the price of campsites is going to go up, because if you're fooling yourself, if you think that you don't pay taxes because you're not a homeowner and you don't pay insurance because you're not a homeowner, well, let me tell you the truth. If you're in business, you know that you're not going to be in business if you don't make a profit. So if your expenses as a campground is a certain amount every month, and now you have increases on your insurance company is giving you increases, that's going to reflect on the price, and your prices are going to go up as well. Your monthly, all your prices are going to go up as well. So I just want you to be prepared of that, because not only are we paying more in gasoline at the pump, but now you're also going to be paying a lot more in an RV park. What that means to you is, if you're going to an RV park and they've increased their prices, now you're going to pay more. And you're going to have to budget that in for the future. If you have to park somewhere for whatever emergency, you know, you may have a damage to your RV or whatever. If you're a full-timer and you're going to have to go to an RV park to stay for a while, you might be paying higher prices. So be ready for it, because this is coming down the line and it's just starting now and people are just starting to see it. I'm going to be linking below an article, and I'm also going to read to you this letter from my insurance company to explain what all of this means for all of us. This is not just in the state of Florida, but this is all over. Actually, the state of Florida was not too bad this year. We didn't really have a lot of major catastrophes. We didn't really have like major storms or anything, but this is all reflected on the nation and as a whole all over the world. And these insurance companies are invested in pretty much a lot of different countries and states. So this is a reflection of what's happening down the line and how you're going to be affected as well. So be prepared for that when your insurance renews, whether it's in December, January, February, March. You're going to be seeing pretty significant hikes as well. So let me read to you that article. All right, so I have the letter from my insurance company. He's a really good insurance agent, and I'm going to read you some parts of the letter so that you can understand what is exactly happening in the market right now. So it says here, we are currently in a full-blown hard market, one of the worst I have seen in my years of being in the insurance industry. What is contributing to this? In the property arena, natural disasters such as hailstorms in the South and Midwest, wildfires in California, various hurricanes, flood and water issues in a number of states have resulted in billions of dollars in losses for insurance companies. Because of this, they are purchasing more reinsurance, which is insurance that insurance companies buy. So if there is a building insured for $50 million, an insurance company may not want to take on the full exposure. So they may only directly insure 25 million of it and will purchase the other 25 million from a reinsurance company. Currently, they are unwilling to use their own capital. So they are purchasing more reinsurance, and so the reinsurance costs have increased. In addition, the replacement cost of building materials like brick, wood, cement, etc. has increased. Insurance companies are looking closer at what the actual replacement cost of a building is and are finding that many buildings are underinsured. Whereas this may have been okay in the past, as the thought process may have been that destruction was unlikely, especially on multi-building complexes or fire-resistant buildings. Now companies are requiring buildings to be insured to their full replacement value. They also have more accurate software these days that can better determine the actual replacement cost, so property limits are increasing. In addition, because less standard markets are willing to provide a quote, insureds are getting quotes from excess and surplus line carriers through wholesalers, which tend to have higher premiums. Account manager says she has noticed significant increases from not only our direct markets, but from excess lines carriers through wholesalers as well. So that's Muffin drinking water down there. That's Muffin drinking water. She's gobbling it up. Another account manager indicates that insureds on the low end are seeing 5 to 7% increases, but many are seeing 35% to 40% on their renewals. If the property has unfavorable claims history, the insurance company is either canceling coverage or raising the premiums substantially, taking a take it or leave it stance. This is causing many insureds to remarket their insurance, but there simply is no place to go. Another senior account manager concurs, adding that the carriers are tightening up their guidelines, which makes it harder to place business. Eventually, the market will soften again, but I would not plan on it happening in 2021. So as you can see, he's also giving me an article here in PDF that it was in the Sun Sentinel of South Florida. And it says, brace yourself, your next home insurance rate increase is going to be a whopper. And it does talk here about insurance raising 28% or more in certain areas, 30 to 40%. That was an article that was in the Sun Sentinel. So I just want a lot of you to be prepared for what's coming, because this is not just Florida. A lot of these problems happened in California and out west. You had the heat waves, you had the wildfires, and that's going to affect everybody in the nation. And it's also going to affect you as an RVer, because your prices are also going to go up. Insurance rates are going up all over the place. All the insurance basically is going to be going up for the next few months. So take that into consideration when you are budgeting in any extended amount of time in RV parks. If you're not locking in rates right now, you may be paying way more in the future. So if you are going to be locking in for a month or two going somewhere, if I were you, I'd start looking for those places now, because they may not have received their renewal yet, or they're not sure, they don't know that this is going to be coming down the pike and there's going to be significant increases. Like me, I had no idea this was happening. And I'm sure a lot of people don't know that this is happening all across the country. So be prepared for it. Land should be okay. Because there's really no buildings, or there has nothing to do with like the cost of reproducing something. So if it's just land, you should be fine. You shouldn't be paying for increases. I hope not, but maybe the insurance company decides that they want to do some increases overall to pay for their losses. So be prepared for that. That could be coming up. And I see it as another attempt of corporations and big businesses. They never want to lose money. They don't want to lose money. This is another way to destabilize our nation. It's something that we have to prepare for. It's been coming down a while now. They want to increase taxes. They're doing all of this stuff with the $600 bank accounts at whatever, put $600 in and they could trigger an IRS audit. All of this stuff that they're doing to destabilize us. If you're worried about it, why don't you go ahead and call your insurance company now, so you have some time. If your insurance doesn't renew until January or February or March of next year, I'm giving you a heads up. Call in advance and find out. I know my RV insurance also went up, but I was able to knock the price down about $50 because I was paying for things that I don't really need, and I'm not traveling as much now, so I was able to actually get up my deductible a little bit and lower my price because I'm not really traveling as much. So your RV insurance is going to go up as well, because remember, it's also about rebuilding, and the price of building has gone up, and a lot of items and things have gone on in price. So that's why you're going to have a higher price. You're going to be paying for insurance, and I'll know this about insurance because remember, I had to file a claim for that RV that I had that was destroyed in the hailstorm. But make sure that you save all of your receipts if you are if doing upgrades to your RV for solar. I can't stress this enough, because our insurance companies are going to pay you the value of your RV. But if you have made upgrades to the RV with solar system and all this excess stuff, you're going to want to show them the receipt for that. And if they don't want to pay that, then that's up to you to remove all of those items, and you're going to have to budget that in. If you can't remove those electrical items yourself when you turn in your RV during a situation or a problem, you're going to have to pay somebody to take those off for you, or you're going to have to sell those and have the person remove those from your RV before they take it away. So that's a tip that I wanted to leave you here at the end, because I can't stress it enough. A lot of people are adding solar and batteries and all of this stuff to their RVs, but their insurance companies are not aware of these upgrades. And when it's time for them to buy you out of a damaged RV or something like that, you need to have those receipts to cover your butts for the upgrades and the expenses that you have. So sometimes you can sell these RVs, but if they have water damage, in Florida, there's strict rules for RVs with water damage, where I could not have kept the RV. It was mandatory for me to turn over an RV that had water damage, because in the old days they would give you the money and you just go and you throw the RV out. But that wasn't the case for me. It was mandatory law here in Florida that anything that has dealt with water damage, because they had a lot of people reselling this stuff, you know, and insurance policies are also covering these items. So they started complaining about, you know, this thing was already damaged and now it's you know, and now we got to pay for this. So they caught on to the tricks that people were doing. So that's why, at least in Florida, it was the law, and I had to turn in my that RV that I had, the travel trailer, in order for me to get the money so I can pay for my truck camper. So just so you know, I had struggled with my insurance company at the time, because I had just put in all of the solar in that travel trailer, and they didn't want to cover me for that. They did not want to cover me because it was going to be tossed out the window, basically, the whole thing. So, you know, we had to remove all of the solar items, and which is a lot of the stuff that I have here, and some of the things I gave to my installer when he installed it into my truck camper. I gave him a lot of those excess items that I didn't need in payment for the work that he did for me. But you need to save the receipts either way. If you're planning on selling the RV later on in the future, you want to have copies of those upgrades. Those are so important for the value of your RV, because people are going to say, no, this is the value. But you remember, you added maybe $3,000, and that accounts for something. So make sure that you have a good filing system where you are filing away those receipts and keeping them in storage in the future. If you're a full-timer and you're living in your RV, according to the IRS guidelines, if you have a kitchen and a bathroom and all of those things, and you're using your house as a home, you're using it as a home, you can deduct a lot of those expenses in your income taxes. So I hope this video helps you, and I hope you're getting prepared for what's coming in the future. I know I am. So hopefully the prices will go down, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Hey, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.